Hi, you're about to see an instructional video on Bhujapidasana, and it's kind of the uncut version. I mean, there's a little splicing, but nothing significant. I'm going to fall on my face, so that'll be fun. But so the take-home message from this video that you're about to watch is you want to keep your bottom lifted, so you need to lift the bottom in order to get the legs through. That's really important, and to also control it as you go down to rest your chin on the floor. You can jump your legs around the hands. You don't have to jump straight into it, that's fine, but you want to make sure that you can actually lift your feet off the ground and lift your butt in order to go forward in the posture. If your feet are still touching the ground, I wouldn't try to go forward. I would try to find the lift first, and once you've found the lift, then take that as a sign that you're ready to go forward and bring the chin to the floor. If your feet are still touching the ground, then it's almost impossible to be able to get back up. And you'll see in the video that, even me, someone who's been doing this practice for 21 years, if my feet were on the floor, oh my gosh, it was kind of funny. So that's the take home, so enjoy. Okay, so Bhujapidasana. There's a few things with this one that are important to consider, remember, think about, cultivate. The first thing is I'm not a big proponent of jumping into the arms. So, because eventually you're going to hurt your elbows, at least, you're going to hurt your wrists, something else. I am all about finding the place where the movement becomes as effortless as possible. So if you're really just swinging into your arms, then I would encourage you to take a shorter stance and kind of do like a little tiny rabbit hop to your arms to be able to wrap your legs around your arms, at least until you're able to find a little bit more control so that it's a real soft movement. And the other thing is that you want to keep the bottom as lifted as you can. So it's almost like the bottom lifts and kind of moves back, the weight comes back a little bit more as your head is coming down. It kind of works with gravity in this way. So that when you're resting your chin, it's, again, you're just barely resting your chin there. You're not actually coming down on the jaw in too much. And then also when you come up, to come out of it, you're already lifted so that the exit out of that posture is actually also not too difficult. It's more, has more of a lightness to it. So I'm going to show you sort of what it might look like with a bit of control and sort of keeping the bottom lifted so that the exit is easy. And then we'll break it down a little bit. So looking at maybe a shorter stance and a bunny hop into the arms. So Bhujapidasana. Okay, so hopefully you can sort of see how, I was moving as slowly as I could to be able to make sure that I was controlling the placement of my chin down to the floor, that I kept my bottom as lifted as I could. It's kind of hard to see. It's more of a subtle, a subtle lift that you're able to feel at the time. And when I jumped, I did have more control so that when my legs went around my arms, I wasn't crashing into my arms. But the control takes time, and so if you find that you're, either crashing into the arms, then the two options are taking a shorter stance, bringing your weight closer, more onto your hands, so that your bottom is more stacked over your hands, and then just coming into it. And the other option is of course, just jumping around the hands and placing them and coming into it, which is perfectly perfect as a beginner or as an advanced student. But then the thing is, once you're here, again, the tendency is to forget that our butt really needs to lift as our head's going down. So you want to first engage that lift so that you got some, you're up a little bit higher, and you're really also using your fingers here to guide you. And you can come down. Now, the other thing is sometimes it's impossible for you to get your feet through, so your feet are still touching the ground. Again, I would encourage you to find that lift, even if you have to press into the feet a little bit, and to bring your chin down as you're lifting. So you're using your feet for support, but you're lifting your bottom. It's the main thing there. And then you can slide through. Now, a little difficult to get out of that. Oh my God, really difficult to get out. So if your feet are actually touching the ground, I wouldn't go through, actually. I would wait until you're able to do this, and that you're able to find that lift first to bring your feet through. Even if you have to stay like this for a while, I would do that before actually trying to put your chin onto the floor. Because the main thing is, like, these are not, we think that these are sort of movements in piece by piece, but really it's a flowing action. So you can kind of get into it by keeping a lift, and everything is lifted as you're going forward. So it's finding how all the little pieces connect so that it's a fluid movement, because otherwise it's compartmentalized and it's harder to find the strength. So by jumping into it, you have already got a feeling of being lifted. And even if it's a really tiny bunny jump, see, I'm already lifted, so I know I'm going to try to keep that lift during the whole thing. So I'm coming through, and I'm keeping a lift, and I'm able to rest down. I like that idea better than jumping first, sitting down, and you're already dropped. So when you go forward, it's so much harder, as you just saw. So see if you can play with the little bunny jump, and I would do that part of Bhujapidasana first until you've got that lift, and then try to put the chin down and see if that works. And then coming back, it's not that much. You don't have to worry about making it a perfect exit for a while. So I'm lifted, I'm coming down, coming back up. I'm already dropped here. I could come back into Bhujapidasana, but not necessary if you just want to walk your hands back for now. So first, work with bringing your legs around your arms, keeping lifted, and seeing if you can begin to find that lift as you tilt forward. I would work on that for quite a while until you attempt to put the chin down, and that's if your feet are actually contacting the floor. And otherwise, if you're able to jump around your arms and go down, then just work with the subtle lift of keeping the bottom up as you go down, so that when you come back up, everything is ready to rise up again and help you get back. All right, try that. Thank you.